Which streams of income, your book, which I gave to everybody at the Thrive Summit, you were so generous. Everybody at the Thrive Summit got a copy of your book. And I remember in one of the segments, I said something like, because when you have multiple streams of income, you're able to do things like buy your mom a car.
Welcome to Streams of Income with self-help author Ryan Rieger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Streams of Income radio show. I'm your host, Ryan Rieger. Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to tell you about our Legends group. If you are looking to make money online, one of the easiest places to start is selling physical products. Legends group, there's way more than just Amazon, but we have a lot of Amazon sellers in there. And if you want to learn how to make money online selling physical products, love to have you try out our Legends group for $1. Just go to amzlegends.com/$, amzlegends.com/$. Today's episode, we're chatting with my friend, Giovanna Lady J. Ellison. She is a pastor's wife. She has a membership coaching program called Thrive 365. She is a one-on-one coach. She is doing amazing things online. I've learned a lot from her over the years. You're going to love this episode with Giovanna Ellison. Then when did you get into actually the one-on-one coaching?
Well, let's see, I did do quite a bit of one-on-one coaching. And then also I started adding in my membership site because my time was just becoming, I valued my time. And when you've only got so many hours in the day to coach people one-on-one. So how can I serve one-to-many instead of just one-on-one? So I decided to start Maximum Potential Academy, which became my membership site, which we then took into my mastermind, which we then took into a program called Thrivers 365, which is very much like Maximum Potential Academy. So it just became, product stacking, if you will. Realizing that you can continue to serve people, but everybody's not going to be able to afford a $2,500 product. Right. So it's so important for me, because I have a heart to serve and give, that I have a $49 product that someone who I believe in can invest in and say, hey, I may not be able to buy this thing over here, but I can get into your membership program for $49 a month. Or if you don't have that, you can listen to my free podcast. You can get my free newsletters. You can get all this other stuff that I offer for free. And hey, guess what? Even though I have my business over here, I'm still doing my little ladies Bible study. And that's for free. Right? Because it's so important that you continue to nurture that thing that helped get you where you are in the first place.
Absolutely. So you did the live events, and then you brought in the one-on-one coaching, and the membership came after that.
Yes.
That's usually flipped. Usually the memberships first, then we'll do some live event, then we'll do some coaching, then we'll do live events or somewhere like that. But you just started, like you said, you started with your people. You already had those relationships built. I love talking about streams of income. So it sounds like are you still doing the live events? Probably not like last year.
Exactly. We had the most amazing Thrive Summit in 2019. So that was the live event. We had it here. Montgomery had speakers fly in from all over. It was an amazing live event. My mom, she was celebrating her 70th birthday party. She didn't know that I was going to surprise her with a surprise birthday party. And that to me was just the highlight of the whole conference, just being able to pour into her.
Did that beat surprising her with the car in San Diego?
You remember that?
Of course.
Yes. I think it was right along the same lines. She's still thanking me for that car to this day. Which streams of income, your book, which I gave to everybody at the Thrive Summit, you were so generous.
Happy to do it.
Everybody at the Thrive Summit got a copy of your book. And I remember in one of the segments, I said something like, because when you have multiple streams of income, you're able to do things like buy your mom a car, and because you're able to pour into those people that you really love. When you do work that you love. And so that book, it just really helped so many people, and I've been able to share it. I give it away and bless other people with it. So thank you for writing it.
You're so welcome. I love talking about streams of income, because you don't want to have just one. It's not, I don't think it's wise at all. So you got the live events, you've got one-on-one coaching, a mastermind group, a membership site. What else you got going on?
Oh my goodness. How about
your books are selling? There's 5.
Yes. Five. Wait, oh, you're talking about, yes. Yes. So
I
we've
mean,
got,
if you break down all the books, all the little things, you probably got 25. But like as far as the major
uh,
categories of ways
yeah.
income are coming into you.
Right, right, and we've also got some things that we do just for sales. I love style and fashion, and
Hmm.
so I do a little bit of that on the side as well, which is completely not business related.
Right?
But to me, it's just fun and
Yeah.
something that brings me joy in life. So I enjoy doing that. And wow, with other streams of income. So yeah, it has been that along with being in ministry.
Hmm.
That's a whole nother element,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's amazing.
It's really cool. And it's not like these are all under like what Dan talks about. It's under one niche. It's not like, on Fridays you got a lemonade stand going on, and on Sunday you're making money, from the church as,
Right,
being in the ministry. And
right,
then you got one-on-one coaching. These are all under one umbrella of your brand. Other than
exactly.
maybe the fashion stuff that may be different, but they all go
Exactly.
together. They feed each other, don't they?
They do. And that makes it so much easier when one feeds into the other. And one
Hmm.
of the things that, I remember when I first started out, I was doing so many different things.
Yeah.
Yes, they were all in alignment with the whole coaching, speaking, training model, but
Hmm.
I had so many different programs, a deep dive immersion over here, an irresistible coaching program over here, this over here, that over here, that over here.
Yeah.
And I learned through experience and time that one of the best ways to be effective is to minimize
Yes.
and to whittle down your offerings. While it's good to have multiple streams of income, it's also good not to have so many
Yes.
that you get lost in the whole shuffle of things. And so
Yeah.
once I whittled down and said, okay, this is how many I want to have,
Hmm.
and this is where I want to focus on, while they are all in alignment with the coaching space, it
Mm.
just made life a whole lot easier. And so
Yeah.
everything is built around the word thrive. So,
Yeah.
the Thrivers 365, the Thrivers Mastermind, and the Thrive Summit. So all
Yes.
those three speaking together.
Yeah. And so that just means that when you're on a podcast or you're speaking in public, you have one focus. You're not sending them to 50 different places.
Oh
Go here,
yeah.
go here. It's like, just go here. I love it.
Exactly.
Also, I love what you said too. And this is, as entrepreneurs, we see opportunity everywhere.
Mhm.
And it's can be so distracting, and because it's like, oh, I want to do what she's doing or he's doing. No, let's focus on what we're doing. You are good at saying no. Talk about that, how you're able to whittle down. Even I think was listening to one of your episodes. You said, what can I, somebody, was it John Maxwell, I think you said, at the end of the
Yeah.
year he finds out what he can stop. Like,
Right.
what can I not take into the next year? Let's
Right.
let's find things to take away from my business, not to add into my business. Talk about that a little bit and how that has
Oh,
helped you.
oh, it has helped me so much, Ryan. Just the ability to say no, or even to say not right now.
Mhm.
So there's a principle called the battle board that I have in my prayer room, or my war room, which is right over here.
Yeah.
And the battle board is really a huge calendar
Okay.
where I put the year and then the different months, and I say, okay, I may want to attend this event now, But because of what else is on my plate and what my focus is, that means it's a not right now. So what I do is I put it on the battle board and I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to project this out for 2024 or for 2025. And doing that has been a huge help, because it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means not right now, or it just means not this year. Another thing that has really helped me in saying no is to really ask myself, is to go inside internally and ask myself, am I saying yes out of fear, or yes out of fear of letting someone down, or not wanting to, fear of missing out? Or am I saying yes out of love? And so when I ask myself, and just giving yourself a moment to pause, giving yourself a moment, realizing that everything doesn't need a response right away. If someone calls you up and asks if you can write a forward to this, if you can be on this, if you can do that, you know what? When do you absolutely need to know by? And usually the deadline that they give you, you can really add another 2 weeks to that, because usually people want, it's a convenient organizing system for them. But am I saying no out or am I saying yes out of fear, or am I saying yes out of love? And if I really go inside and answer that question, then I'll know, hey, you know what? That's a no for me right now. Or I know someone else who may be a better fit for this right now. Maybe I could say yes to this, but guess what? I decided to devote this weekend to self-care. Yes. And so one of the things that I have tried to use more often is, thank you so much for the invitation, but I already have a previous commitment. And that's something that people can use, some language, some wording that, you know what? Thank you. I hope it goes exceptionally well for you, but I already have a previous commitment. You don't owe an explanation to anybody about what that commitment is. That's up to you. But you know,
watching TV
or taking a bath, right? Whatever. Whatever it is for you, that's you, you know? And so
just maybe go onto your calendar, take a bath, but then you can say then you can say with honesty, like, yeah, I got a prior commitment on my schedule.
Right, exactly. Don't tell them to take
it didn't get on my schedule until after I got your email, but
that's hilarious. That's funny.
But that's a gracious response, Yeah.
Yes. It's a gracious response. And then too, realizing that, what God has for you is for you. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we say yes to so many things because we're afraid that we may miss out. Yeah. And where he is telling us that my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I don't want you running around trying to, do all the things, just take my burden. My burden is easy. My yoke is light. My burden is light. So that's really helped me along the way.
So good. I think we could talk for hours. I have all kinds of questions. I'm not going to get to all of them. I definitely want to get really, and we're looking at the time, and normally we go 30 to 45 minutes and we're at like 30 now, but I could do several more episodes with you because all kinds of things running through my head of awesome questions. One thing that I truly want to know, because I feel like I know that you project that everything's, you have it all together and everything. I know that probably think life's not perfect for you, just like it's not for me. One thing I know people struggle with is, and kind of down the same line, focus. And so with today's world, we have emails. We're in the online business, so I'm sure you get all kinds of emails, Facebook messages, private messages, pinging you all different times. You're probably sitting there trying to focus on something, write your next book. Oh, a private message comes in or an email comes in. How do you do focused work? Because I feel like you're going to have a really good answer for this of shutting out all the distractions and focusing on what you need to focus on at that moment to move your business forward and shutting everything else off.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I love that you asked this question. I just use a very simple technique, and there's a specific app on my phone that I use. So I use two things. I use a timer. Okay. And then I use an app called Portal, and it's Portal. Okay. Absolutely stunning app. The designers actually reached out to me. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, although I probably should be, but they have this gorgeous app, and they just really ask you, okay, what do you want to do in these next 20 minutes? Or and you can set the timer for however long you want. What do you want to do in these next moments? Do you want to focus? Do you want to escape? Or do you want to sleep? And so depending on, let's say if I say I want to focus, so let me turn this off. So what they do is they have all these different apps on it will take you into different parts of the country. And so
Wow.
your entire phone just has that specific area of the country on it. So you hear all these beautiful sounds. I mean, and it's places that you would never probably travel to on your own, but it just takes you there and it puts you in a zone of just thinking. So that's a really great app for your focus. There's another one called Beatfulness that I like to use because I really believe the sounds and what we listen to have a significant impact on how we're.
What was the name of that one?
That one is called
Beakfulness, you said?
Beatfulness, yes, Beatfulness. And it gives a lot of different sounds as well.
Do you turn those apps on if you're just going to, do you have like just thinking sessions? Like I'm going to sit for the next 20 minutes and think about my business and, because that's something that I think a lot of people do not do. I could do better at it. It's hard with a 4-year-old running around. And I work from home and I wouldn't change anything about my situation. I definitely don't want to go to an office. I know that I could go somewhere and I probably should from time to time, but yeah, do you have thinking time in your?
Absolutely. And I love that you call it that. I have thinking time. I call mine quiet sessions. And so, and I don't use any app for it. What I do is just have as much quiet noise around me as possible, as less noise around me as possible. And I'll just stare out the window. I'll just put my feet up and just stare out the window and think. And it's in that quiet time that I get the most amazing new ideas for business or the most amazing new ideas for family or what I want to do for my loved ones. Just having stillness and quiet and just staring out the window or even just going for a walk, whatever it may be. Because, having the assistance of apps and all this music is fine. But I believe there's such a beauty in quiet and stillness that we just, we've got so much noise in our heads right now already. So that thinking time, just turning everything off, all the techniques, all the little hacks, I just turn it all off and say, you know what, let me just have quiet and hear from heaven. And that helps me.
Yeah, because it's not just thinking. It's not because I don't want to just think in my own power. Right. I can't do any of this without the Lord. And so it is the ideas that I do in my business, they come from him. And if they don't work. Or if they do work, it's just then I'm doing it in my own power and my own strength. I want his anointing on it. I want to be flowing in his grace because then it's easy. You still have to work on it, but it's almost like the wheels are greased a little bit with his help. So I want to be right in the center of his will. And I like how you said where God guides, he provides, and where he directs, he protects. So
I heard my pastor say that when he did baby dedications, every time he did a baby dedication, he would pray, Presiding Bishop Emeritus Charles E. Blake, Charles E. Blake Sr., every time he would pray, he would always, at the end of his prayer, he would always say, and God, guide your hand on the life of this child so that where you guide, you provide, and that where you direct, you protect. And I was a single woman at the time when I was hearing all of that, hadn't been, not married, no children, anything. And I just remember saying, wow, what a blessing to speak over the life of a child and to speak over the life of an adult, that God will provide. God will provide. Absolutely. And when we just hold on to that, even in our business, yes, we have to take action steps. Yes, we have to do the work, but at the core, we need to know that he will provide.
Yes.
And I just hope that encourages somebody out there today who maybe you have some lack or sense of lack. God will provide for you as you continue to keep him first.
Absolutely. I would lean on John 16, where Jesus is talking about the Holy Spirit. In the Amplified, it says he's your comforter, counselor, strengthener, intercessor, standby. And I just envision the Holy Spirit with me in my business. He's my partner and he's the genius in the relationship. So let's just what do you want to do here? I don't know what to do. I don't even pretend to know. And half the time I don't know what I'm doing, but I just lean on him.
Yes. Just tell me where to write. Tell me what to type.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And I can tell you pray over your email. So let's get to that and then we'll wrap up because I want to be respectful of your time.
Sure.
We could go into so much. But you in your seems like your journey over the last year or so seems to mirror a lot of mine. And just I pray about every email that goes out. I probably should email my list more, but I am faithful. It goes out every Friday with my podcast episode. And then there's something at the top, kind of like how Dan used to do his. He'd have a message and then information, things he's promoting, quotes in the podcast. But mine have been more devotional in nature. And it's, like you, I'm not afraid to talk about my faith because it's all about him. I don't even pretend to tell people that this is all me. And so I tell people about that, but I will just, Lord, I need to write this email. Sometimes it's like 2 hours before I'm supposed to hit send. Like I have no idea what it's going to be in there, this email. And but God, give me a message for my audience. And I know it's not for everybody. I get some unsubscribes, but it's unbelievable how many people write back. That's exactly what I needed to hear today. And that like fuels me to like, just keep doing it this way. And sometimes they're totally business, but a lot of times they've been more injecting scripture into it just because that's who I am. But I really feel like God, it's so awesome to be able to be used of you in a way to reach people, especially people that may never even go into a church. My email may be the only thing they get of Jesus that whole week. So talk about you in your email that prompted me to reach out to you. You said relationship precedes transaction. You talked about your emails changing. What was that process?
I believe we all evolve and we grow. And with experience, hopefully comes wisdom. And for me, in my journey, I remember when I first started, I was so excited to tell my list about every new business opportunity, every exciting new podcast that came out, every exciting new book, webinar, conference, all this stuff, because I believed in that's one of my top strengths, and Strength Finder is learner. I love learning. It will always be a part of my life, learning and leading. And I just wanted to pour into them what God was pouring into me. Now, I am still doing that today, but I believe just at a deeper level, because when I say that relationship precedes transaction, I believe that we form and strengthen relationships based on or around in alignment with our core values. So if you know that, hey, I'm a fellow believer, and I believe that where God guides, he provides, where he directs, he protects. That message is not going to be for everybody. I understand that, but it's going to be for the right people that God has for you. It's going to be for, quote, your audience. So the title of that particular email was My Emails Are Changing. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with sending out an email about how God healed my mother's body of cancer just 5 years ago. Hallelujah.
Yes.
And we celebrated because I was there in the ICU when she was struggling for her life. And I saw the miracle. And so I'm not going to downplay what God has done in my life just so that I can talk about all this business stuff over here. I believe that we have to blend our personal story with our business story. So while I still do very much business, of course, that's who I am. I would always be a part of who I am. But at my core, I dedicated this business back to him and said, God, this is for your glory. Use me for your glory. Use me for your glory. And so, I got a lot of email responses back. And it's so funny when I sent that out, it was one of those 2-hour emails like you talk about, like, oh God, what am I going to type today? And I just said, let me just tell them what's on my heart. And I sent that out, and I got a lot of email responses back, but one of them really stuck with me, and I saved it. I put it in my little encouragement file. I keep some of that stuff for when I need to go back and encourage and be encouraged. And this particular person said, and this email is exactly why I will always be your client.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so I was like, okay.
Wow. Do you know that person personally?
I do.
That's good.
I do. She's in another state,
That's wonderful.
We haven't met face to face, but she has been on my email list forever. And, she's a client, and she said, this is why I will always be your client.
And you know what? That's cool about that too, is you don't need 50 million of those. Of course, it'd be nice to have 50 million people in your membership and all that, but you don't need 50 million ladies. I know you have men in your audience, me including me, but you just need a few hundred to have a seriously awesome, profitable business, don't you?
Yes.
And there's 7 billion people in the world, guys. You don't need all 7 billion to have a business that allows you to stay home, be with your family like we get to do.
Yeah.
And you're coaching people one-on-one. So it's not like you have thousands of those. You can only do so many.
That's right.
But you have a thriving business.
That's right. That's right.
With a few. It's amazing.
We just got a thing from Kajabi about 7-figure. Congratulations to the 7-figure on the way to that. So yeah, yes. If I can encourage anybody, it is that just like you said, Ryan, you don't need everything. You don't need all the things. You just need the right things that God has for you. And then that can absolutely thrive. And like I said, in my groups, while they may be small in number, they are powerful and mighty in number. And I really do believe that, I call them my VIPs because, and of course I have thousands on my email list, so that's different, but these groups are different. And I like to keep them small at this time in my business because it allows me to really go deeper with each person.
Yes.
So that business model may be different for everybody. What may work for me may be different for you, but you have to do you have to do what God is calling you to do.
Oh, that's so good. All right. How can people find you? Where's the best place to send them to learn all about what you're doing and your membership and everything?
Awesome. Really easy. It's Jevannah.com. So just JEV like victory, ONNAH.com.
Hey, Ryan Rieger here. If you're looking for proven real strategies for making money online, then grab my book, Streams of Income. In it, I detail the 3 main ways to make money online. And these are strategies that students of mine all over the world are using to make real money. And the best part is these are strategies that you can get started with $0 and 0 experience. So if you'd like a free copy of my book, Streams of Income, check out the link in the description below.